Are you a proactive or reactive person? Or you aren't quite sure? What is certain is that proactive people tend to be calmer in a crisis, more in tune with personal development, and better able to plan ahead. Reactive people could end up stressed when obstacles arise and stuck in a bit of a rut. If you're watching this thinking, yes, this is precisely the sort of personal improvement I need in my life, you are a good candidate to become more proactive. So rather than keep you waiting around, let's get right into it. Here are my 10 tips on how to be proactive, not reactive. Number 1. Appreciate the difference between the two. Let's go over the difference quickly in case you're not quite sure where you fit in. Generally, reactive people are those that live in the short term and react to things as they happen. They may see themselves as constantly being in the moment, but this isn't always a good thing. Proactive people are more inclined to look at the bigger picture and long-term plans. They can focus on what might happen and what they want to achieve, with greater calm and conscious choice, even in an emergency. Number 2. You don't want to be 100% reactive. While there's nothing wrong with being able to react well to sudden change or to be spontaneous about things, you can't live in the moment all the time. You need some ability to plan ahead so that life doesn't startle you with curveballs every single day. That's exhausting and no way to build on personal development. Number 3. Remember that there is always room to be more proactive. I'm not saying you need to completely change your mentality overnight, but it's helpful to find ways to improve your ability to think long-term and be more proactive. Proactive people aren't going to have the same levels of stress and tend to react more favorably in situations. This can lead to better outcomes for all involved. Number 4. How to use proactivity for our careers. The first place to put your new proactive mindset to the test is within the workplace. Many people find that a proactive approach is far better for our day-to-day work and career advancement. This is because of that ability to look forward and seek better opportunities rather than just react to what lands in front of us. For example, a reactive person may sit at their desk each day waiting for emails and instructions on what to do next. This goes on day after day, perhaps with quiet moments where there is little to do. 6 months later, little has changed. Somewhere along the way, they may have encountered a work overload, where their reactionary brain struggled with project management and stress. If we put a proactive person in this situation, the outcome could be a whole lot different. Instead of waiting around for opportunities to come to them during those lulls, they sought out clients and work orders, chased up on leads, or handled other areas of personal development. They planned ahead so there was always something beneficial to do or a way to improve business. 6 months on, they may be in line for career advancement or simply have a better work attitude. When those stressful periods arose, they used their new skills and forward thinking to create the best possible solution. Number 5. How to use proactivity in personal relationships. The other place to test out your proactivity skills is at home. Again, the ability to look ahead and seek out opportunities for a better experience is highly beneficial. We can work on ways of improving the home to better suit the needs of the family, deal with a family budget, or just work on personal relationships with partners and kids. Reactive people may wait until there's a problem to do something. For example, they may ignore the signs of disrepair in a home until something breaks, or there's a flood and they need costly emergency repairs. They may not be able to handle this in a stress-free way because they didn't plan ahead or budget for it. Proactive people may be more inclined to keep home repairs and DIY jobs ticking along, perhaps booking cheaper servicing jobs and repairs before it's too late. Another way to use proactivity in relationships is in family planning and communication. Couples with a clear idea of what they want from the next 5 years can discuss options, budgets, and plans with ease. This could be a desire to try for children by a certain age, which means looking into fertility options and parenting books. Or there may be a desire to own a home in another city by then, which means saving for a deposit, researching locations, and discussing what the house should be like. Reactive people may avoid all this and find they aren't on the same page at all. This leads nicely to my next point. Number 6. Proactive people know what they want in life. We all have goals and dreams, but we don't always make the effort to really dive deep into our desires and work on making them a reality. Going back to the idea of proactivity in the workplace, both workers may have a desire to start a new business in line with a hobby. The reactive person may daydream about it while waiting on work orders and trying to earn more money. The proactive person is looking into ways to make that a reality, either through research in their spare time, online courses, or other ventures. The best proactive people will write down what they want to achieve, but also go further with a more developed sense of what their ideal life and future self are like. Doing this allows you to get started on the next step. But before going to the next step, feel free to like and subscribe right now. And make sure to click the notification bell so you'll be notified of my latest videos as soon as they're published. And now let's go ahead with the video. Number 7. Proactive people have strong goals, plans, and timeframes. Because proactivity works by looking forward and working on self-development, it's essential to have some form of a roadmap. You can't just wander aimlessly and hope to reach your ideal destination. Instead, you need to figure out a route from point A to B, with lots of stopovers on the way. You can break the journey up into different goals and aims that will get you closer to where you need to be. Ideally, you'll also want this to have some sort of time frame. You don't have to have everything finished by that point, and there isn't ever a finite finish line in life. But a deadline will help you make your dreams more realistic. Of course, there will be some finite timeframes, such as achieving things by the age of 30 or 40. It all depends on where you are in life and what you want. Number 8. Improve your proactive mindset with a better routine. A strong daily routine is helpful for so many reasons and can really help with productivity, especially if you aren't a morning person. It's also a good idea for those looking to be more proactive and goal-oriented in life. You can use your morning to rise early, familiarize yourself with what needs to be done, go over your reasons why, and get to work. The rest of the day is yours to work on those aims, whatever you desire to achieve. Then you can go over your progress, make any adjustments as needed, and get a good night's sleep. Number 9. Learn to be more accountable for mistakes. Personal accountability and proactivity go hand in hand. You tend to find that those who can work on personal development and look ahead to possible forks in the road will own up to mistakes. Reactive people that stress out during unforeseen problems lash out more, leading them to blame other people for errors. It isn't easy to learn the power of personal accountability, and I have a new video up on this topic to help, but it's worth it. Number 10. Remember that you can't plan for everything. There can be a misconception with proactive people that they focus too much on the future and aren't reactive enough in an emergency. This doesn't have to be the case at all, but only as long as you're realistic about the potential for these challenges. Proactive people can plan a path that has a plan B option, a sort of break glass in case of an emergency situation. But there will still be unforeseen things that spring up out of nowhere. This could be a sudden illness, redundancy, or bereavement. You can't always be rational and ready to fix everything. However, this doesn't mean that we have to revert back to that old mindset of reactivity and get too emotional or overwhelmed by everything. You can still be proactive over a shorter time frame with more room for last-minute problems. This is actually where your new skills in personal accountability and forward planning will prove their worth. If you can come up against sudden adversity and respond rationally and proactively, you can handle anything. Proactivity pays off. If you're keen to develop that proactive mindset, you know where to start. Get working on those goals for better long-term planning and forward thinking. Then you can work on your problem-solving, reactions, and accountability. Before you race off to get started, I just want to say thank you for watching. And make sure to check out the next video right now where I show you how to get up early and make the most out of your day.